Hi, my name is Erica Jordan, and I just finished my first year at Wake Forest. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am participating in Wake the Vote. This summer, I am interning at the Center for American Progress, and I'm one of the education policy interns. Something that's been really exciting for me this summer is that I get to pursue my passions, which is exploring how interlocking systems of oppression work in a lot of different societal structures, including education. So right now I'm working on researching for my column that I'm hopefully going to publish with CAP at the end of the summer about the experience of women and girls of color in schools and how their erasure contributes to a lack of discussion of the problems that they face in policy circles. Um, Something that I really enjoyed in Wake the Vote is getting to work on all the different campaigns. I worked for the Marco Rubio campaign back in March, and I had a really great experience the first time in Iowa back in February. It was great because I really challenged myself to go beyond what I thought my views were. So I learned a lot about the other side of the aisle. I learned a lot about bipartisanship. I learned that people in politics are passionate about the issues that they're passionate about, regardless of if I agree with them or not. And so it was really interesting to push myself that way and to learn a lot about the people I was working with, to get to meet Marco and to see him speak in person and to just witness that kind of charisma and to be that close to someone so visible in politics and so relevant to the moment and to the election at the time was just something that I had never experienced before. But it was definitely my favorite part of Wake the Vote, definitely the most surprising and where I learned the most about myself. I actually wrote a blog post about how I considered becoming a Republican for one day because I just fell in love with the Rubio campaign. And I don't think that's because of the issues. I think that's just because of the people I was working with and because it was really eye-opening to me to see just how passionate people can be about politics. And I think that's something that we haven't discussed enough in this election cycle, especially because of how polarizing both of the candidates can be. But I think that bipartisanship is a lost art. And another one of my favorite experiences with Wake the Vote was having a bipartisanship forum. What I think is the most pressing issue in the upcoming election is all of the things that divide us in America, they're coming to a head. And that's because the rhetoric that's being used, arguably more from the presumptive Republican nominee, but definitely on the Democratic side too, you could argue that there's rhetoric being used that's really divisive. And I think it preys on a lot of people's insecurities and fears and base racism and xenophobia and all of these things that we're uncomfortable with talking about. I think it's really important that we have that conversation and to acknowledge all the ways that there are people that are disadvantaged in America and how we can grow from that rather than pushing back and passing these policies that disproportionately affect people of color and women and LGBT people, especially in the wake of all that's happened with the Pulse nightclub shooting and just recently the terrorist attack in Istanbul. Everything that's going on, I think, is a product of an environment that cultivates hatred and fear of the unknown. So that's what I think is really important in the upcoming election. That's what I'm really passionate about, is just studying systems of oppression and inequity and recognizing that politics is not the end-all be-all solution, but it's a good place to start if you want to make change. Thank you. Oh wait, it didn't stop. I'm sorry.